Very good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Very fine. Thank you so much.
So, welcome to the session in this city university.
Thank you so much.
I'm just waiting for the other faculty members to join. Then we'll start the session in just 5 minutes.
I have to share my screen.
In the meanwhile, you can share the screen. You can share the PPT.
Okay. My PPT is visible to you, sir?
Yes, sir. It's yes, ma'am. It's visible.
I'm just going to change it just to confirm you that whether it is working or not.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Thank you. Just let me know when I have to start so that I can proceed accordingly.
I think we'll start the session and the other faculty member will join soon also because it's a lunch time. Maybe they're coming there on the way.
Okay. So can I start?
Just let me introduce you. So first of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Shamily Jaggi, Associate Professor of Marketing and Business Analytics from a lovely professional university. She is PhD and UGC NET and MBA from LPU. She has done MSc in Maths from GNDU and BSc also from GNDU. So her area of interest is business analytics, digital marketing, brand management, consumer buying behavior, and advertisement. She is currently working as an associate professor at Mittal School of Business, lovely professional university. She started her career with Dainik Bhaskar, Chandigarh, where she published one coffee table book titled The Real Developer on the Real Estate People of Chandigarh. So her academic career started as an associate professor in Vaishno College of Engineering in Himachal Pradesh. She served in Shri Sai College of Engineering and Technology also. Her area of expertise is research methodology, business analytics, digital marketing, product and brand management. And she has already attended various workshops and various training programs in different universities and in different institutes also. And she is also having many research scholars, those who are working on the similar field. She has already presented many research papers in international conferences as well as in national conferences. And her expertise results in a very good publication in Scopus and UGC and in ABDC journals also. And so today she acted as a resource person for this session. And so I would like to welcome and so let's start. Now I'm hand over the session to Dr. Shamily Jaggi. So please, ma'am, please carry on.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So a very good afternoon to all of you. So today I, as already introduced by Dr. Nikhil Monga, he is a very, very good friend of mine. I still remember our chit chats when we were in LPU. So I had a very good time with him. So Dr. Shamily, I'm an associate professor in Mittal School of Business, lovely professional university. So today I'm going to share my knowledge on lean startups with you all. Now, startup success is not a consequence of a good genes. Startup success is not being at the right place at the right time. Startup success can be engineered by following the right process, which means that it can be learned. So if it can be learned, it means that it can be taught as well. So with this line actually meets the objective of today's session. That's why I'm here, so that I can able to teach you that how the lean startup can change everything. So actually the lean startup is an approach for building the new businesses that based on the belief that entrepreneurs must investigate, the entrepreneur must test, the entrepreneurs must experiment, the entrepreneurs must iterate before they develop the products. Actually, this concept was originated in the early 2000s, but it evolved as a proper methodology in 2011. Now in 2011, there is one entrepreneur or author, that is Eric Ries. he has written one book. The book title is The Lean Startup, in which he has shared his own experiences as an entrepreneur, and he has introduced a new concept that is called lean startup. Lean startups actually, they hire the workers who are ready to learn, who are ready to adapt, and who are ready to work quickly as compared to other traditional businesses who mostly hire the workers on the basis of their experience and their ability. So what are the takeaways of today's session? That first of all, I'm going to make you understand that what is this the lean startup, and what are the different importance of this lean startup methodology. And then we are going to recognize the different 5 principles of lean startup, and then we are going to describe that how this lean canvas model is going to be work for different type of organization, either it is a big or either it is a small one. And after having a proper understanding of lean startups, you are able to develop a product, or you can initiate a startup that is based on the desires of the market. Now, proceeding further, now lean startup, because the session name is lean startup, that how it can change everything. So before moving further, I just want to tell you that what is actually the lean startup. You know that the success rate of startup is very less. It is almost 5%. You know that you have to kiss so many frogs to find a charming princess. I think you all people are very much aware about the story that there is a princess, she has kissed a frog and to find a prince charming. In the similar way, when any entrepreneur is going to go for a startup, he has to face so many failures for getting that success. Take out the story of any startup player, which you will find out that they have faced so many failures, and whatever the lessons they have learned from that failures, that become their basis for the success of the business. So most startup fails, but many of these failures are preventable. Here, and what is that, how we can prevent that? There is an approach which is called lean startup. Now, lean startup is a new approach which is being adopted across the globe, that changed the way companies are building and the way they are introducing the new products to the market. Actually, this approach foster the companies that both more capital efficient and that leverage the human creativity more effectively. Now, actually, this approach is being, you can see that inspired from the lessons from lean manufacturing. Here, now, what is lean manufacturing? Lean manufacturing is a type of methodology that focus that how we can minimize the waste within the manufacturing system, so that we can enhance or we can maximize the productivity. So this approach, this lean startup approach, is relies on validated learning. Clear now? Again, validated learning is a new concept for you. Why? Because this validated learning is a terminology given by Eric Rice in his book 2000, that the Lean Startup, which was he authored in 2011. So what is validated learning? Validating learning is an approach that demonstrates the progress against the business plan or business goals when your KPIs. Now, what are KPIs? Key performance indicators are not able to measure the things. Clear? So lean startup focus on validated learning, rapid experimentation, as well as the number of counterintuitive practices that is going to reduce or shorten the product development cycles, that measures the actual process without resorting to vanity metrics, and learn what actually customers want from your company. It enables a company to shift direction with agility, altering plans inch by inch and minute by minute. Otherwise, if you're going to see the other business plan, if you want to make any sort of modification, any sort of change, it is not possible in that case. But in lean startup, It enables the company to do whatever the change they want to make at any stage of the product development. So what is lean startup actually? That rather than wasting time creating the big business plan, clear, the lean startup offers the entrepreneurs, maybe a company of a small size, maybe a company of a big size. It is the way to test their vision continuously, to adapt and to adjust before it's too late. Now, proceeding further, now I'm going to discuss with you, because you know that I know that theory nobody wants to like. Clear? So I'm going to give you more examples of the companies so that you can able to understand that what is the concept of lean startup. So I'm going to share, keeping in the time constraint, I'm going to share the example of 3 companies with you. Those companies have used this methodology to develop their products and services and to grow their business. Now, the 3 companies are Zappos.com, Dropbox, and GE. Clear? Now, can anyone tell me that anyone who knows about these companies, that what is Zappos.com, what is Dropbox, what is GE? Anyone who can try that? If you are aware about these companies are the best examples of the lean startups. These are the companies who have used this methodology to develop their product and services and to grow their business more. Clear? So I'm going to discuss one by one about these companies. Now, Zappos is the first online shoe retailer, which is headquartered at Las Vegas, US. And this retailer actually sells everything from boots to bags. Boots means shoes to bags. Now, when Zappos started out in 1999, the founder, Nick Swinmurn, don't know that whether the customers are ready to buy the shoes online or not. Now, if like other businessmen, now he know that, okay, I have to go for the selling the shoes online. Now, without identification of the demand in the market, if Swinmurn is going to buy the stock, shoe stock, if he's going to develop the inventory system, if he's going to build a network of distribution centers, and afterwards he come to know that there is no demand of that shoes online in the market. So you can see that what is the loss. He has set up the entire organization system, and then he come to know that his product is having no demand in the market. So what the Swinmurn had done, he wanted to test his hypothesis. What is the hypothesis? That consumer would buy shoes online or not. Like you do research, in research you are having null and alternate hypothesis. In the same way, here in lean startup, what is the main thing of this? That we have to test the hypothesis. Now, what is the hypothesis here? What hypothesis the Nick Swinmurn has made? That whether the customer want to buy the shoes online. And he did this through a minimum viable product. Now, what is minimal viable product? Actually, student, this minimum viable product is that type of product which is having almost all the features. Clear? That it can be usable by the early adopters. Who are the early adopters? Who are going to, you can say that, going to use your product in the initial stage, and they can share their feedback with you so that you can go for the future product development. So Swinmurn wanted to test his hypothesis, so he has done it through a minimal viable product. So let's see that what the Swinmurn has done. Now he has a website with the name shoesite.com. Now what he has done, he approached the local shoe store. He took the pictures of their inventory. He has not purchased any sort of inventory. What he has done, he has just visited the local stores and he has clicked the photographs of the inventory or of the shoes they are having in their local store, and then he has uploaded that pictures on his website. Clear? And when he received an order, clear, he go to the local store, he buy the shoe, and then he deliver that shoe to that person who has ordered that shoe online. Now you can see that how he has tested the market. He has not purchased the stock. He has not built the distribution center. He has not developed the inventory system, but he has tested the minimal viable product by uploading the pictures of the shoes from the local store to his website. And when the people is going to place an order, he is going to buy the shoe from the local store from where he has clicked the photograph, and then he delivered that product to that person. Now afterwards, now the next swimmer come to know that there is a customer demand. Clear? Because when he is going to adopt this practice, clear, on the basis of the number of orders he is receiving, he come to know that this market is having the potential. So what he has done, he has started his own business. Clear? He has started building, purchase the stock. He has built a good distribution center. He has developed a good inventory system. Clear? And very soon the Zappos grow into $1 billion business based on the model of selling shoes online. In 2009, Amazon purchased Zappos with the deal of $1.2 billion. Clear? But you can see that how Zappos is a very good example of lean startup. Now, another example which I want to discuss with you, that is of General Electric. Now, General Electric, you know that it is an American multinational conglomerate which was started in 1892. Clear? Now, how General Electric has adopted this methodology. Now, General Electric has worked very closely with lean startup to develop the FastWorks. Now, what is FastWorks? FastWorks is a program which is specifically designed to infuse the company's approach to product development with lean startup principle. I'm again telling you that lean startup, the main terminology came when one book with the name The Lean Startup, authored by Eric Rice, came in 2011. So General Electric has actually followed the principles. You can see that in the second point I have already mentioned that at the heart of FastWorks, that is Rice philosophy. Now, Rice is who? It is the Eric Rice who has authored the book of The Lean Startup. So General Electric is actually following the principle of Eric Rice of lean startup for testing the prototypes with the consumer and then iterating them accordingly. Now, there are some of the findings which I want to discuss, which has resulted with the use of methodology in the FastWorks program. A French door fridge being developed as a part of this program, and that fridge has gone for 18 iterations. So you can see that how many times clear the product was modified after receiving the customer feedback every time. Clear? So that the company can able to give the best product to their customer. Clear? And so far, over 40,000 GE staff has been trained in the lean startup methodology as a part of this program. Clear? And which is now informing the development of everything from light bulbs to the gas turbine. And there is one of the finding which was announced by Bloomberg, that one of the gas turbine developed as a part of program was done so 2 years faster. So you can see that how much quick the work is when you are going to adopt the lean startup methodology. And it is 40% more cheaply that would have been the case if GE is going to adopt the traditional approach for the product development. So when the GE started using the lean startup methodology, clear, it become very quick and it is becoming very, very cost effective. You can see that 40% of the cost has been saved when GE has shifted to lean startup methodology. Now, third example, which I'm going to give you, that is of Dropbox. It's again a very wonderful example of lean startup. You know that Dropbox is a file hosting service that is being operated by, again, American company Dropbox, which is headquartered in San Francisco, California, US. Clear? Now, this file transfer service now has over 500 million user worldwide, but it started live as a minimal viable product in the form of only 3-minute screencast showing consumer that how the Dropbox could do. Again, see that how the testing of the demand is done. Clear? They have not offered their services directly to the customer. They have made a minimum viable product in the form of 3-minute screencast, which shows the consumer that how Dropbox can be used. So a response to this video enabled the Dropbox to test if there was demand for the product and at the same time capture an initial audience through a waiting list. Clear? So you can see that this is the way that how Dropbox come to know that whether there is a demand of their product in the market or not. And accordingly, they have framed their strategies so that they can have the better customer connect and they can create the better customer demand in the market. So in the same way, we are having YouTube, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Airbnb. Now, you know that Google, if I'm going to narrate you a story of Google, you know that Google story is being initiated by two boys who worked or who spent hours in the garage here so that they can able to make something good. And on the other hand, there is a couple of friends here who are the founders of Airbnb. Here they were short of money, so they were searching for different type of that areas that how they can go for earning more money. Clear? So in the same way, YouTube, Amazon, Facebook, they're also having a similar bootstrapping origin. In modern terminology, they are lean startups that has converted into unicorns. Clear? These companies have the minimum viable product in their initial stage, and now these companies has crossed more than 1 billion US dollar that valuation. Clear? So now proceeding further. So what is the lean startup actually? So lean startup is an innovative approach to maximize learning and works by validating the hypothesis in the shortest possible time horizon. So I have told you that what is the basic in lean startup, that we create the hypothesis and then we are going to test that. Like I have given you the example of Zappos, that how Nick Swingman has created the hypothesis that whether the customer would like to buy the shoes online or not. Clear? So creating new products or you can say that changing an existing business model, clear, they require very high uncertainty. They require clear that you have to create the hypothesis, you have to validate that hypothesis. Clear? So when we are going to do this, then lean startup provides a structure for this type of approach. Now, lean startup is an approach that indicates a shift from build first and wait for the customer. Now, gone are the days when you are going to focus first of all, you are going to making the things and then you are going to get delivering that to the customer. No, lean startup has changed this approach. Clear? Now, this approach has been changed to build what customers want. Clear? There is no use that you are going to build first and then you will wait for the customer that whether they are going to accept this or not. Clear? Like I have given you the example of Zappos, that if Mr. Nick is also going to set up the whole entire organization without understanding that whether the customers are happy to order online. Clear? You know that that business is going to be a great success? No. He first of all understood that what is the need of R and what is the customer actually required. Clear? So lean startup is the approach that focuses on build what customer want. So we are having the 5 principles. We are having the 5 principles on which the lean startup works. First, entrepreneurs are everywhere. Second, entrepreneurship is management. Third, validated learning. Fourth, innovative accounting. And last is, which is the foremost important, that is build, measure, and learn. Now, before moving further, I just want to tell you the rise of lean startup. Now, students, see, this is the on the left and on the right hand side, you can see the book, which I'm talking again and again. Clear, through which the terminology of validated learning, the lean startup has originated. Clear, and the author is Eric Rice. Now, this book is easily available on Google. You can just download this book from Libgen. Libgen is a platform where you can download any book. Clear, and you can read this book. You will definitely come to know the experiences. You will learn with the experience of different entrepreneurs that what are the difficulties they have followed when they have gone for so many elaborative planning. Clear? So you will learn with the experiences of the different entrepreneurs. This is a very good book. Clear? So now I'm going to discuss with you the rise of lean startup. Now, to some extent, the lean startup methodology was born from the ashes of the dot-com crash at the turn of the century. There emerged a need of the advanced methodology that would allow the entrepreneurs to survive in the age of risk capital deficit. So lean startup is you can say that, breath of fresh air. When this concept was emerged in the market, the people have taken a long breath that they were feeling that it's a breath of fresh air. The name of this innovative approach was given by Eric Rice in his book, Clear, that I have already told you a number of times. Clear, and lean is a agile development methodology. Now, what is agile methodology? Student, agile methodology is an iterative approach. Clear, that you can make the iterations in the product so that you can able to get a very, very better product that can meet the customer requirements fully. Clear? And this iteration we can do with the collaboration with organizing teams. Clear? So what is their objective? Their objective is to create the softwares or create the systems which are very, very cost effective and which can minimize the cost and which can maximize the productivity. Now here in lean startup methodology, we need to shape a hypothesis about our product, business first, and then we are going to validate it with the customers in the service. For example, you build a minimum viable product, an iterative prototype of the would-be functional solution, and make it available for real customer to get their feedback. If the feedback is negative, you haven't failed. You can pivot and correct the course of your idea, change the business model. And at the same time, the methodology provides the number of tools for effective strategic management. For example, I'll give you one example. Suppose you have made a one type of product which is being required in a barber shop, clear, or saloon, whatever you want to think. Clear? So you have created a minimum viable product and you have distributed that product to the 10 barber shops. Clear? You have made a minimum viable product. I have told you what is that, which is having essential features that the other person can use that and give you the feedback for that. Clear? So you have created a minimum viable product and you have distributed that prototype to the 10 barber shop. Now, if 10 out of 10, 5 barber shops are giving you that order that, okay, book my order for your product for the next year also. It means that your product is good and you are receiving a good feedback. But if out of 5, out of 10, only 3 people have placed an order with you for the next year, it means that you have to meet the 7 people to understand that what is the problem in the product, and so that you can bring the iterations in the product modification so that they can able to suit their requirement as well. And if no barber is going to be turned out to buy your product, you have to take 2 steps back. You have to rethink about your product concept. Clear? Now, we are going to discuss about lean canvas model. Now, lean canvas is a revamped business model canvas. It allows you to investigate the business vistas using the problem solution approach. Clear? Now it helps you to understand your customer needs. Clear? What are the actionable matrices and how we can deliver a rapid idea to the product transformation. So you can see that here we are having 9 boxes, and these 9 boxes are very, very much important. Clear? Like first box is of problem. Clear? And then we are having the existing alternative also. Then we are having solution, key metrics, unique value proposition, high level concept, unfair advantage, channels, customer segments, cost structure, and the revenue stream. Sir, if I want to show one video, can I play that video?
Yeah, please, ma'am, please share.
In the same way, I think it will be work.
Yeah, definitely. I also think so.
Let me check out. Because rather than narrating the things, I prefer to show them the video that how this lean canvas model works out.
Yeah, that's a better way.
My screen is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible. PPT, I can see the PPT.
You can see the PPT only. Okay, just a second. Let me share the entire screen. Can you see now? YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
It's visible.
Audio is fine?
There is no audio here.
Can you help me out in this thing that how this audio will be there? Because I'm playing the video on my screen.
Let me check the options. Apurva ma'am, are you there in the meeting? Apurva ma'am? Apurva ma'am? Can you hear me?
I can go without video also.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So you can see that here in lean canvas model, we are having the 9 boxes. Here we are basically talking about that what is the business problem, what actually you the main thing, which is the opportunity you have identified, and what is the basic problem. Clear? And then we are having here what is the existing alternatives. Clear? Here problem means it is not only the problem only, it can be the opportunity also, it can be the need requirement also. Clear that what is the purpose for setting that business. So this is that problem. Then we are having the existing alternatives. It means that what is the competition available in the market. Then here that what type of solution you are going to provide for that type of problem. Then we are having the key matrix. This will tell you that what are the matrices you are going to use to evaluate your performance. Then we are having here the unique unique value proposition. It means that how and what is the main thing in you, the feature in you, the property in you that differentiate you from the rest of the crowd or rest of the competitors in the market. Clear? Then we are having the unfair advantage, that whatever the advantage you as a business is having, what are the channels you are going to use for the promotion, what are the customer segments. I hope that you all people are very much aware about segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So every business is having its one segment which they want to target. So you have to be very narrow down that which type of segment you are going to target. Then who are the early adopters? Early adopters mean that who are the people who are going to use your product first as compared to the rest of the crowd. Then what is the cost structure and what is the revenue stream? Now, proceeding further. So first I'm going to talk with you the Google. So Google, I have already told you that this is the that Google story has been initiated by two boys who were spending from Stanford University, who were spending hours in garage so that they can able to build something good. Clear? And that two boys are Brent and Page. They saw gaps in Excite or Yahoo. You know that Google is also search engine, Yahoo, Excite, these are also search engine. So they have identified some sort of gaps in the search engine. So they want to find something that is an improvement upon this. They want to create a reliable, more comprehensive and speedy search engine. Now, the synergy of their collaboration resulted in the PageRank algorithm, which was based on a page project nickname that is Backrub. Now, Google founders made all attempts to sell this technology to their potential customer competitors, but no one is ready to invest in that. So they have changed the direction towards developing their research project into the lean startup. So fortunately, the co-founder of Sun Microsystem here saw some potential in their work, and he has invested $100,000 in their business. Clear? And in 2018, the market value of Google exceeded more than 700 US dollar billion. Now, this is you can see that if at that time the lean startup concept was originated, so the Google has to be create this type of a lean canvas model for his business. Like this is the problem. Like I have told you that in lean canvas model we are having 9 boxes. Clear? So you can see that what are the 9 boxes: problem, existing alternative, solution, key metrics, then unique value proposition, high level concept, unfair advantage, channels, customer segments, early adopters, revenue stream, and cost structure. Now, in case of Google, what is the problem? The problem is irrelevant research results of existing search engines. They are hard to find what you are searching for. Now, see what the Brin and Page they were finding. They have found some loopholes, some flaws in the search engine of Excite and Yahoo. Clear? So these are they become the problem areas for them. Clear? Irrelevant search results of existing search engine, hard to find what you are looking for. Now, what are the existing alternatives? The existing competitors are Alta Vista, Excite, and your Yahoo. Clear? And what is the solution? They want to develop a technology that would allow the user to search and find the more relevant content. And what are the key metrics? The number of search requests, the percentage of user who end their research on the first page. Then unique value proposition, what there is in case of Google, user can truly find what they're looking for. And it is as fast, clear, more fast as compared to the other search engine. And high level concept is fast web search based on the relevancy of the web pages. Unfair advantage is that their innovation, that is Google PageRank technology. Customer segments mean all web user. Early adopters, who are the early adopters, as both are belonging to the Stanford University. So Stanford students are the early adopters. And what are the channel? User references are there. What are the revenue stream, investment and the advertising revenue? And what is the cost structure? That is the hosting and the website development. Now, in the same way, if I'll talk about the Facebook. Now, Facebook is also one of the project that came out after the worst of the dot-com bubble. Now, the story of the most famous social network began not in a garage, like in the case of Google, which the story was, you can say that initiated in the garage. The Facebook story was initiated in the Harvard dormitory, where the Mark Zuckerberg and the company worked on a student directory featuring the photos and the basic information. Now, the first fruit of the collaboration was FaceMarsh, clear, which is a website that allows the student to rank each other's photos. And the Facebook was the result of the good and the bad lesson the Mark Zuckerberg got from the FaceMarsh. The first investment in the startup amounted to 2,000 to 1,000 clear dollar by Severin and Zuckerberg. They have done by themselves. And the website coverage gradually expanded beyond the borders of Harvard to the universities of USA also, to the Canada also. And you know that now the Facebook has dropped the name and also the Facebook is now known as the Meta. Now, if you are going to see the, you can say that the lean business model for Facebook, so you can see that this is their lean canvas model. Problem is what? Harvard University online network is very limited in functionality and not fun. Students want a solution to communicate online. So this is the problem for what they are searching the solution. And what are the existing alternatives? The existing alternatives are MySpace, HI5, and Friendster. And what is the solution? What they want to do? They want to find an online communication for Harvard student with the possibility to connect with the friends. They want to share photos, interests. They can chat with each other. They can share the stuff with them. And what are the key metrics? DAU, MAU. Now, what is this DAU and MAU? These are daily average visitor user and monthly average user. Clear? These are the statistics when we are going to, you can see that having a website, clear, or any social media platform. So we are going to see the analytics, clear, of our digital property, so that we can able to see that how many daily average users are there, how many monthly average users are there. Then notes that metric is there, which ensures the success of the company for the long-term success. Clear? So these are the unique value proposition. Harvard student oriented communication. Clear? This is customer segment, college student, student of other college and university. Who are the early adopters? Early adopters are Harvard University students. Now proceeding further, same is the story of YouTube. Now YouTube is not having a story of garage or a dormitory, like in the case of your Facebook and in case of your Google. Actually, in case of YouTube, the founders of YouTube, they have taken one apartment above the pizzeria. Clear? And that is the place where the world's largest video hosting service was born. Clear? So YouTube is also having a known as a lean startup. Clear? Because they have also introduced the minimum viable product and tested, and then afterwards become the world's most, you can say that, video hosting service. Clear? I'm not going to waste much time on this. Clear? So this is the lean canvas model for YouTube. So what is the problem? Problem is that there is no hosting video as a service. Clear? Existing alternatives was there, Share Your World, Vimeo, Google Video, but these are not that much, you can say that, competitor. You can see that here, Share Your World, the first video sharing website was closed in 2001 and Vimeo has just started. So when the YouTube was come into, you can say that was launched, here at that time, it was not having that much competition as compared to the competition we faced in the other categories. Clear? So there is no hosting video as a service. Though these were there, but these are not up to the very large scale. Clear? So these are the solution. They want to, yes, anyone having a doubt?
Doubt आपको
Let me complete, then I'll take all your doubts. Because I can't able to see you. Can I proceed? Can I proceed? Okay, so you can see that, and there is no hosting video as a service. They want to create a website devoted to its immature videos. Clear? So this is the lean canvas model. Who are the early adopters? Teenagers, college student, video hobbyist, filmmakers, and so on. So same is the story of Amazon. I'm not going to, I'll give you the PPT if you people want. Clear? Because we are already running a short of time. Now you know that in the past, the growth in the number of startups was constrained by 5 factors in addition to the failure rate. First, the high cost of getting the first customer and even the higher cost of getting the product wrong. Second, long technology development cycles. Third, the limited number of people with an appetite for taking the risk. You know that in earlier time, clear, we are having very less number of entrepreneurs because no one want to take the risk. The fourth is the structure of the venture capital industry, in which a small number of firms each needed to invest a big sums in a handful of startups to have a chance at significant returns. And last is the concentration of real expertise in how to build the startup. It was only with the most developed economies only, but not with the developing economies. So lean startup has changes everything. The lean approach reduces the first two constraints by helping the new ventures to launch the products that customer actually want far more quickly and cheaply as compared to traditional method. Now, I just want to tell you that lean startup actually believes in clear replacing the that elaborative planning with the experimentation. It believes in replacing the intuition with the customer feedback. It believes in replacing the traditional process of product development with the iteration approach. That's the reason in lean startup, they focus more and more on minimum viable product that don't go for the mass production. First of all, test the hypothesis by launching a minimal viable product to the people who are going to give you the feedback so that you can use that feedback for the future product development. And this startup has emerged at a time when other businesses and technology trends are likewise breaking down the barriers to startup foundation. Now, if I'm going to compare the lean with the traditional, now you can see that first is strategy. Clear, it is believing in lean canvas model, that is business model. But on the other side, they believe in making a big plan, business plan. Clear, it is hypothesis driven, it is implementation driven, that they are going to believe in implementation rather than going for testing the hypothesis. But on the other side, the lean startup is basically believing in the hypothesis driven, testing the hypothesis. Now, in case of second category is new product process. Now, they believe in customer development to understand that what actually customer want. And they believe traditional is believing in product management. Clear? Now they get out of their office and test the hypothesis. But on the other side, in traditional, they prepare the offering for market following a linear step-by-step plan. In engineering, there is agile development. I told you what is agile methodology. Agile methodology is the iterative approach. Clear? So in lean startup, we believe in that methodology and we build the product iteratively and incrementally. Clear? And in case of organization, the customer and agile development teams hire for learning, nimbleness, and speed. I told you, lean startups, they hire the people who are having eagerness to learn, who are easy to adapt, and who work more quickly as compared to the other traditional business who hire the people on the basis of the experience and the ability of the people. Then in case of, you can see that a speed, clear, it's very rapid, it operates on good enough data. Otherwise, in case of your traditional, it is measured and it operates on a complete data. Clear, they just launch the product, clear, then see that whether the product is acceptable in the market, and then they take the future strategies. But in case of lean startup, you start with a minimum viable product, you share that product with the potential early adopters, and then you talk with that early adopters that what are the flaws and what are the loopholes in the product that we are going to, so that you can go for a product modification. Clear? So I hope that with this, I can able to give you some of the overview that what the lean startup is all about and why the companies are more and more inclined towards adopting this lean startup methodology to go for their startups. Clear? With this, I'm going to end this session. Any doubt? If anyone is having any sort of doubt, please do let me know so that I can able to handle all that doubts.
you have explained so well, Dr. Shamily Jaggi, that I think all the doubts are already cleared.
I'm
So,
not able, just let me come to the screen because let me end the screen first of all. Yeah. Okay. Now.
yes, yes. So, I think you have very well explained that how the lean startup, about the lean startup concept, and whatever things are going in the startup industry. You have given very relevant example, which are
I have
very
tried.
few.
Actually, this topic is a very broad topic. It needs 3 to 4 hours for discussion, but you have only given me 1 hour. So I have just tried to put more and more examples so that I can able to make the others understand that what actually this concept is and how it is relevant from the perspective of the entrepreneurs.
Right, right, right. So it's a matter of pleasure, immense pleasure to have you with us, and I wish to extend a heartful of gratitude to you for sparing your valuable time from your busy schedule. And in future, we'll have many more such kind of session, and we'll have a long-term association with you. We'll have many other activities which we are going to plan in future also. So we'll be in touch, and we'll have this kind
Sure,
of session.
sure, sir. Anytime. Thank you so much.
I
I
hope
hope that my audience is not getting bored with my lecture.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Can I leave,
Okay.
Dr. Nikhil?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.